Username Investments is offering Springfield Nakuru Phase 5 at 599,000 Kenya shillings only. The property is just 20 minutes drive from Nakuru City. Special offer of 580,000 Kenya shillings to the first 50 investors. Title deeds are ready. Book a plot with 60,000 Kenya shillings and enjoy a flexible payment plan. SMS plot to 20321 or call 0725 000 222. Username Investment Limited, a tradition of trust.
Very good afternoon from Username Investment Limited. We are coming to you live from Username headquarters here in Westlands. Remember, we are live in Facebook, we are live in Instagram, and we are live in YouTube. Please tune in. Today we are talking about Nakuru, a topic that is very dear to me. Nakuru is one of our hometowns and cities. It has been made a city a few weeks ago. A very important announcement. If you're in the investment sector, if you're in the real estate sector, this is a very special announcement to you. If you're from the other side of the country, this is also equally important. All eyes are in Nakuru. What does it mean to become a town or to become a city in a country like Kenya? What is the future of Nakuru? So I'm going to give you a bit of history about Nakuru. I'm going to tell you the differences between a town, a municipality, and a city. I'm also going to tell you the threshold, because you may be wondering, why is my town a city? If you come from Nyahururu, you come from maybe you come from Kapsabet, you come from the other side of coast, and your town is not a city. What is the threshold of a town becoming a city? And finally, I'll tell you why Nakuru is the city of the future, what it means for investment, especially real estate. Do you have a plot there? Do you have a house there? Are you planning to settle there? What does it mean for you? Even if you have not invested there, is this the time to go to Nakuru as compared to other cities in Kenya? Maybe you can start off by telling you the difference between a municipality, a town, and a city. My name is Reuben Kimani. I'm the CEO of Username Investment Limited. We bring you this content for you to be able to learn about investment every other Thursday after 2 weeks, so that you can know where to put your money, when to put that money, how to benefit from those investments. Every coin you earn today must give you some value tomorrow. Every coin you earn today should multiply. Every coin you earn today should move you from point A in terms of your financials to point B, so that we can all live dignified lives. We can all develop. Differences between town, municipality, and a city. This is according to Urban Areas and Cities Act, Amendment Bill of 2017. An area qualifies to be a town if it has 10,000 residents, 10,000 people. Then that area can be converted to a municipality. A county has that jurisdiction if it exceeds 50,000 residents. A small town, you see the way Kitegera started. Initially it was some few people, maybe less than 10,000, became a town. Then it became a municipality. I believe right now they have more than 50,000. Areas like Roiro and many others, they'll become municipality. Then a municipality qualifies to become a city if it exceeds 250,000 people. This was reduced from the requirement of 500,000 some times ago. Basically, those are basic. 10,000 is a town. 50,000, we are talking about a municipality, and 250,000, we are talking about a city. Let me give you the threshold so that you stop wondering why your local village or town is not a city. Number one, I've talked about a population of 250,000 residents for your town to become a city. For Nakuru in particular, because we are talking about Nakuru today, Nakuru has a population of 392,000 people, which surpasses the 250,000 mark. So We are already talking about a city in terms of the population. There should be an integrated urban and city development plan in accordance with the Act. If you look at Nakuru City, they have this framework for 2014 to 2034. This is according to the research that we have done, so as part of the qualification. Then number 3, they must develop or demonstrate the capacity to generate own income. If you look at some counties that are almost being disbanded, the capability to be able to generate your own revenue. Can the city stand on its own feet? We know about the revenue that is got from the national government that is shared in the whole country by the 47 counties. They are given a certain portion using a certain formula that has been in contention for some time. That is different from what we are talking about. But can that particular city be able to generate its own income? If we look at Nakuru as per the research that we have, they were able to sustain 54%, that's a billion shillings, of their own operations. The total revenue was 1.9 billion in 2018-2019. Those are many figures. What we are saying, they have been able to do 54%, which is impressive in a country like ours. Most countries have to wait for the national government to give their stipend. They are able to pay their salaries, do their roads, but that was the whole concept about devolution. They should also possess a good system of record and prudent management. I think that is straightforward. They should be able to effectively and efficiently deliver essential services to the residents. Now, the last thing, and very important, they should have the requisite infrastructural facilities. These are roads, this is sanitation, we are talking about drainage, we are talking about street lighting, we are talking about fire station, markets, disaster management, many other things for it to become a city. I think Nakuru possesses most of these things, but I'm also going to tell you, one city has been upgraded to the city status. Remember, we have Nairobi, we have Kisumu, and we have Mombasa. These are cities. There's a reason they are cities. There's a requisite infrastructure that must be in place. What is missing in Nakuru, they have to be able to bridge that gap. So what we are saying, Nakuru should be like Nairobi in the next few years. That gap will be, of course, be done by the county government. They'll also attract investment and money from the national government and international bodies. I think a key example here is I'll give, in my last part of this video, I'll tell you some of the things that are happening in Nakuru to bridge the gap I'm talking about. And I think you'll be able to know why you must go to Nakuru. Let me remind you, if you are investing in real estate, and very important to note this, you always move where people are moving before they go there. If they get there ahead of you, the property prices become too expensive for you to be able to afford. I'll give you a perfect example. Username investment in the year 2018 went to Nakuru. We did a project. Springfield Phase 1 was selling for 399,000. We are now in the year 2021, 3 years down the line. The prices has gone to what we are selling Springfield Phase 5 at 599,000. Of course, we are giving you an offer for the first 50 buyers. If you come very fast and you pay us in cash, 580,000, 20,000 for lunch. What I'm talking about, from when we launched up to now, the property prices have increased almost to double. We are actually selling at a discount because, like a company, we sell in wholesale. If you go there as an individual looking for a plot of land, you'll buy maybe at 800,000. That's like 100% increase in some few years. So what I'm trying to tell you, in the next few years, Nakuru will become so big. It will mirror what we have in Nairobi. If you look at Nairobi, we have Westlands, we have Upper Hill, we have Donholm, we have South Sea, we have Joska, we have Gong, we have Waiyaki, we have Thika Road, we have all these estates that we have developed. What I'm telling you, in the next few years, Nakuru will have to mirror that in terms of status, in terms of size, in terms of opulence, in terms of value. And that is very important. So there's something that has happened to Nakuru City, of course it's a city by now, which is very important for you to understand in investment. So how will Nakuru benefit from its newly acquired city status? You can walk with me. Number one, very important, they'll have world-class infrastructure. I've talked about them matching what we have in Nairobi. One of two examples which are very powerful, in September or October of this year, they'll start the construction of a four-lane dual carriage from Rironi. Of course, they are doing a superhighway all the way to Rimuru, from Rimuru all the way to Mau Summit. This is past Nakuru. Four-lane, you can imagine, you go to Nakuru today, I'll use 2 hours because of traffic. We'll be going to Nakuru in 1.5 hours. Distance between two very active cities. And this is my prediction. Nakuru in the next 10 years might be bigger than Kisumu and Mombasa. It will be the second biggest city. And I was talking to a friend who does a lot of business outside the country. If you are to do a flight from Nakuru to Dubai, that flight will always be full. That tells you the kind of business engagements that you can get there. Nakuru might become the second biggest city in the next 10 years, which tells you that you must move there very fast. Number two is the airport. You can't have a city without an international airport. That is unheard of. So what we expect, and this is something that has been ongoing, they want to upgrade Nakuru Airport somewhere in Lanet to international standards. So it means instead of coming all the way to Nairobi, assuming you are coming from Narok, instead of coming to Nairobi, you can go to Nakuru. Assuming you are coming from Laikipia, assuming you are coming from the other side of the country, you don't need to come to Nairobi. You can go to Nakuru, take your flight, go to wherever you are going. Then we are also talking about railway lines. We must be able to connect Nairobi and Nakuru with SGR. Right now, it's somewhere in Naivasha. That is something else that is coming. Remember, for you to become a city, you have to upgrade so many things. Those upgrades in terms of roads, infrastructure, in terms of drainage, they will come with more increased value of properties. Number two is international investment. We expect Nakuru to attract so many investments, especially from international arms. One of it is World Bank. World Bank decided to pioneer affordable housing in Nakuru, 50-acre land along Nakuru-Nairobi Highway. That's one of the projects. Remember, they will do even many others. Maybe to improve the drainage, for example. Nakuru will become a place to be, and most people might decide to relocate there because these days, you don't need to be in the capital city for you to work. People are working from home. People are working from wherever they are. And remember, commuting from some of these places in future will become, so 1.5 hours is not a long time for most people. Number three is effective planning of transport system. The other day there was an uproar, there was demonstration in Nakuru because the PSV were not allowed access to Nakuru CBD. I hope you received those news. So these days they are not even allowed to access the CBD, which is a good thing for a city. This is already happening in our city in Nairobi. They are building the Green Park terminus, which will ensure that vehicles, PSVs, don't come in the CBD. I know there is a big aspect of traffic management. We need to do metros, we need to do rapid bus transport, we need to prevent certain class of vehicles from entering CBD. Those are some of the things that are happening. In a city like Paris, there's a day when no car enters CBD, people walk on foot. It is very interesting. People do walk on foot, some of them, of course you go with your sports shoes and all that kind of stuff, with your bikes, with your everything. We might have that in Nakuru or in Nairobi in the coming years. Number four is the growth of industries. If you look at one where our project is, Springfield Phase 5, which is fast selling, a few days old, you can take advantage of it. We have a serious offer, 580,000 for the first 50 customers there. After is 589,000. It comes with boreholes, comes with everything username offers. By my point, if you look at the location of that project, we have one of the biggest factories in Nakuru. making cement just next to us. There are many other factories making plastic, making construction materials. I think in that area alone we have more than 10 industries in the other side of the project. That tells you that that area is just meant to grow in a much bigger way every day. And one of the things that have happened to our projects, in a short 2 years, 3 years, we have more than 30 people who have settled in our project. 2 years. You can imagine what will happen in 10 years when Nakuru is already a city. Let me go to number 6. I talked about SGR. Right now, the Kenya Railways have laid plans where experts are tasked with delivering 3.7 billion worth of project that is expected to complete the rehabilitation of the 216 kilometer line. For those who have gone to Nakuru, if you go to where the main station was, you'll find a lot of work going. Of course, it's also supposed to go all the way to Kisumu. This will improve the transport infrastructure going to Nakuru. For those who have gone to Nanyuki, they might have used the old line, which is very interesting, very comfortable. If you are tourists like some of us, you can try it. We'll also be able to do that in Nakuru. But I also talked about SGR, which might go to Nakuru very soon because of the standards that are there. We also talked about effective waste management, standard building plans. If you look at Nairobi City, the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, they have asked residents to paint their buildings, and they have given 2 extra months for them to do that. Mombasa did that. If you go there, you find those white and blue buildings, very interesting. We'll have the same in Nairobi. This might also happen in Nakuru. The city will, being a city status, it's a big name. They'll also be able to access loans, grants, and many other things that a municipality cannot be able to access in a much bigger scale from international bodies. I talked about World Bank, which already have partnered with Nakuru County government. It will continue. You'll hear Japanese and all these investors coming in to be able to put their money there. They also understand. Every time you look at real estate in our country, you'll find all manner of investors from countries, first world country, coming to invest here in their numbers, trying the best they can because they can see. They have experienced this in their countries. They have seen it all, where they came from very small setup, maybe from a town, but they know it will be a city. So you put your money there. By the time you become a fully fledged city, some of your properties will be very expensive, very pricey, and of high value, and you achieve capital gain. What does this mean for you? All these stories I'm giving you about the history, about the difference, about the threshold. What does it mean for someone who is going to Nakuru? That's where I'm coming in. One of the things that will happen, the property prices in Nakuru will match what we have in Nairobi over time. The way you come to Westland, an acre of land here is 500 million. In Upper Hill, maybe 700 or thereabout. In some areas, is 200 million. If you go for get an acre in, let's talk about our satellite towns in Gong, in Kagudo Road, in Mombasa Road, in Wayakwe here, you find an acre going for 5 million or less, or something of the sort. So what will happen in Nakuru for the same distance, that's why our properties are very affordable, because we understand at this moment, the properties are there, they are affordable, but after 10 years, they'll be extremely expensive, and most of our customers will be able to take that value. So the prices in Nakuru will match what we have in Nairobi. So just do a 50-kilometer radius from Nakuru, for example. The prices will match here. Those prices you find in Thika Road is what you'll find in Nakuru, maybe Eldoret Highway, as you pass Gata Estate, Sobea, as you pass Kisheha Farm, where our projects are. Imagine selling at 600,000, that's 599,000. And it's 22 kilometers from the city. 22 kilometers from Nairobi CBD, we are talking about an eighth of an acre going for 5 million. But in Nakuru is going for 600,000. You can see that difference. So from 600 to 5 million, that gap, that is where the opportunity lies, and that's why we are telling, go to Nakuru, buy a 600, give it some 10 years or so. As the city matures, become big, all of us start settling there and start competing in Nairobi. Those are the prices you'll be talking about. So please don't Don't feel like you are regretting. Those who have not been able to invest in their numbers, maybe they have not been able to invest in so many of these properties in prime areas in the city. Over the years, you have an opportunity in other towns that are becoming cities because they will grow the same way Nairobi has grown over the years. And that's where the opportunity lies. So if you have not been able to invest over the years in Kasarani, when it was a swamp, in Syokimau, when there were gazelles there, in Kitengela, when you could find those antelopes and giraffes, in Gong area, when maybe it was a bush, you have a chance to go to Nakuru as well, invest there with all the faith, knowing that this thing is becoming big and a city, and you'll get capital gain. So we will have assured capital appreciation over the next 5 to 10 years. And this is my prediction. These prices will increase, I would say threefold. Maybe if you're talking about 600, I'll give it 5 years. These prices can increase by almost 3 million. Of course, that is more than 3 times, at least 3 times. That is my prediction. If you have worked with double in 3 years, in 5 years, I'm looking at maybe like 3 times because of these cities. Number 2, we'll also have expansion of satellite towns in Nakuru. Right now we are in Gata Farm, Sobea, Gesheha Farm, very good areas. The land is flat, the land is green, is beautiful. It's something that you'd like to see. But we also have other satellite places. Places like Pipeline, places like Free Area, places like Lanet, Bahati. Look at 50 kilometers from Nakuru CBD. Those places in the next 10 years will become hotspot. We find property seller going there maybe in the last minute, but I want you to go early enough. When you get this news, kept getting this news about Nairobi, most likely you did nothing about it, but now today we are telling you, you can do something about it. I want also to give you a history about Nakuru as I finish. Very important for you to know where I'm coming from, for you to know places do evolve and develop. Look at Kitengela, for example. Look at Gong. There were nothing there, but these are ways cities, places develop. Maybe Kitengela will one day become a city in the future. You never know, based on my explanation. Nakuru acquired a township status in the year 1904, way before independence. When we had a colonial government, the settlers had come in, became a municipality in 1952. During the emergency, of course, it was able to gain the numbers required. In 2011, it was named the cleanest town in East and Central Africa by a United Nations body. And I think it still is. If you wanted to check how clean a town can be, people are going to Nakuru. On that June of 2021, this year, it was officially approved to become a city by the president. I think that was signed. There was a celebration and stuff like that. It became the fourth city in Kenya, of course, after Nairobi, Kisumu, and Mombasa. And my projection, it will become the second largest city maybe in the next 10 years, looking at the business dynamic of the place. In June of 2021, it was named the official host of what was in Naivasha the other day, the World Safari Rally Championships. For the next 5 years, it will be going to Nakuru County. This year is in Naivasha. Those are big news for that county, and things will continue. We also have properties in Naivasha as well, if you are interested. This thing will keep growing for a long time. So do you want assured capital gain over the long run if you're investing? I know there's consideration amongst these investors from stocks, from treasury bills, you know the rates there, from other papers for investment. There are those who want to do trading and many other things, but you can put your money in a place where it is growing. And today we are telling you that you can go to Nakuru. We are telling you that there's a big opportunity there. In the next 10 years, if you work backwards, you'll be able to have a serious capital gain on your investment. And most people will be living there, not just for capital gain. There are those who would like to set shop there and stay there instead of living in Nairobi that is a bit congested as per the moment. You want to breathe fresh air Nakuru is a calm town, is a cool one. Receive in some part, receive very good rainfall for those who would like to farm, maybe nearby. And you will like to have a cool kind of a city life as compared to Nairobi. So you can consider Nakuru as an investor, and I will tell you for a fact, this is one of the best time to invest in real estate, and not just in real estate, and also in Nakuru County. Way before things are blown out of proportion, the properties become extremely expensive, and you start asking yourself, where was I? Today I've given you all the information I can, all the research that we can be able to do based on our experience in the sector, the research you have done out there, and what we see on the ground every day. And we are there to also offer you something, a product as Username Investment. Springfield Phase 5 coming to you at 580,000 for the first 50 buyers. Thereafter, 589,000. The project is 4 days old. You can partake of that. Phase 1 to 4 is so big that you have closed in record time. We get so many numbers. Sometimes we are even forced to pre-book customers because of this information I'm sharing. Most people are aware of what is coming. So don't be left behind. Go to Nakuru. Even if you don't go with Username Investment, look for something else that you can put your money there. And surely you'll get the capital gain that you need. Thank you for watching this live feed. I would like you to subscribe down there in our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram. Please share and comment and tell us what else you expect to see in Nakuru. Which other towns can be made a city, by the way. You can comment there and benefit someone, and I would like to see you after 2 weeks, the next Thursday but one, for us to talk about investment, about real estate, about our country, and for me to give you a perspective about the future of business. Thank you so much. My name is Reuben Kimani, CEO, Username Investment Limited. I would like to see you next time. Bye.